Don't turn your nose up at trailer park sales. I have found some really good things at them. A lot of them are older, they're established, and they usually only have one community-wide sale a year. I'm going with Herb Digger Carl to one right now. Come on with us.
Please do not feed the wildlife. Do not molest the alligator. I would think the alligator might molest you.
People are doing where they're walking up creeks looking for old models and stuff, and I'm like, you're gonna be eaten by an alligator.
I'll tell you, someone's going around on their golf cart with furniture.
Yeah. That's funny.
When I was at my friend Stephanie's and they had one at her place and we rode around on the golf cart, it was really fun. Okay, yard sale, but where? It's supposed to be a community thing, so anybody could be having a sale. I think he's just washing his house. Are they having a sale or are they moving? They may be moving. All right, well, I know there's one up here.
Yeah, this has definitely been around a while.
Yeah, because the foliage is really nice. Ooh, free sofa. These trailers are clearly old enough that they should have some old stuff in them.
It has the best chance there's that photograph, which might be new.
I think it's new, but we can stop because at least it's something to get out of the car for. Well, he got a little three-wheeler and is dragging it home in his golf cart. And that three-wheeler's worth a couple $100, so there is something here. We're going to check this one out because it looks like it's got glass and china and some stuff that might have some age. It's hull china, I think. Oh, no, it's McCoy. Okay, they did that too. Yeah, it's a drip glaze and it's got the tree. Interesting, they've got the feet, I guess because it was a bigger piece so it wouldn't stick to the kiln.
Well, that's a McCoy logo?
Yeah, that's their later logo, MCP. What can we find here? Japanese lacquerware. This is Metlox. This is the sculpted grape is white and it's three-dimensional. This is actually their Vernonware and it's the California grape, I think, or provincial grape. Not a bad piece. I mean, if it's cheap, might be worth getting. I have tons of china, but this is a decent pattern. This is a nice old piece, but just basic roses. It's check. Fine Bohemian china, springtime. These are little fish vertebrae painted to look like something. This is a little chewed, but it's compare. That actually would be a great piece if it was in better shape. Yeah, the little green hat would probably sell. I'm sure it's cheap, but it's a later one. It's not fire polished. You can see the roughness, like the difference between the Fenton shoes and the ones made in Taiwan. You're not going to see this mold flashing on a Fenton piece. Nice 1910s painted piece, maybe even older. It's got spider cracks in the bottom, though.
It's made in Italy.
Oh. Yeah, people are starting to like Italian stuff. It's okay. It's redware. That's probably Italian too, but it's kind of lightweight and it's chipped. That happened a lot. Ah, yes, Queen Anne, Royal Winton. Now, this is something interesting. It's a petty point type of piece, and it's got real staining and crazing, so I'm not going to buy it. But notice it says Australia. There was a situation after the war where the Japanese did not have an agreement with England to not steal their copyrighted designs, but they did have an agreement with Australia. And so all the English companies registered their designs in Australia so that the Japanese couldn't copy them, and that's why it says Australia on the bottom. Yeah, a very old price tag. This hasn't been $40 really ever. This is Fostoria Baroque, though. It is a nice pattern. It's good quality. Again, it's fire polished, so you don't see a bunch of seams and molds. This one's kind of filmy, but it could clean up. But it doesn't sell for a ton now. It's probably cheap enough to make money on, though. That's a California piece from the 40s, made in China. Well, at least we found something. Broke the ice. Well, we are in search of parking here. All right. Well, hello. We made it. We found a place to park. This is a busy place, so apparently something's going on. We're going to see what it is. Bags of costume jewelry. Anything old? Well, these are older, but not in demand. This one's, 2 necklaces, bracelet, earrings. It's got the older clasp. That's a nice, looks like real lapis. That might be worth getting. Shiny Bright is generally newer. That almost looked like silver in there for a minute. But it's just a cheap costume watch, so I know better. Crystals, but they're kind of dull. This has some age, and it's a set, but it's 60s. It's kind of a low-end one, to be honest, though. Alabaster L, but we don't have another one. That one's probably from Mexico because it's not as well formed. I like that piece, but it's a little chipped. All right, we're going to take a stroll down the street and see what there is here. What are you trying to find today, anyway? Something you can flip for $1 million.
I'm trying to think that. I'm still looking for stuff for the home, the planters.
Really?
Any plants.
Okay. Keep my eyes out. Neighborhood watch. Ooh, that's a fancy golf cart for sale. Tools. Oh, there's something in here. A lingerie chest from the early 70s. People do like these. It's only $10. It needs to be painted. It would certainly be a worthwhile project for someone, but in Florida, you have to be careful because sometimes these get termites. It looks like there's a bunch in the house. So this is fun.
That's so pretty. Don't hit your head on that light. Yeah.
Is this Fostoria?
That's cool. I've never seen something like that.
Boy. Demand is not heavy for this right now, but it's a useful piece and it's $1. And it's Fostoria American. It's not the later Whitehall because, again, it's fire polished. That means they reheat it in a flame so that the seams go away.
Blood donating a coffee cup.
Yes, why I need coffee.
It's interesting when you go around these trailer court community sales, there's almost always somebody who's getting rid of everything for some reason, and this seems to be one of those places. I hope there's more old stuff as we look around.
Table and lamp are sold, so yeah, this is basically an estate sale, or what's left anyway. Available in a few weeks. Somebody must be moving. This is lightweight and maybe look older than it is, but it is cute. Very flimsy though. The great thing about a community sale is the next sale is right across the street, and right across the street, and right across the street. This is probably newer, but I love the shape of this table.
Well, I like that wagon wheel, so it looks like there's a lot of stuff here. Is there stuff inside? The door's open.
Oh, that's neat. Oh, people like that now.
Oh, that's here. Yeah. And this has just gone down. All right. Yep, I'm coming.
How much is the elk stuff?
So that's
I just took this one because
It's an older one.
it's an older one because it doesn't have the plastic on the back exactly. So
Clock.
I have a
You know?
no, but I'm in the antique business, and the first place I ever worked was an elk lodge that was turned into an antique mall. So I always look for elk stuff.
Cool, yeah.
Oh, it looks like there's more inside. Either that or $55 on that. That's actually pretty cool. If you like such things. I guess you could say that about anything, though. So there's a few things up in here. Oh, now we're talking. You're finding bottles and stuff. Interesting.
Yeah, it's a remake of the straight side. And,
Oh, I thought it was a remake. How can you tell?
just the bottom. I don't know exactly when. I just learned this, but when they have the ridges, I think that started late 40s or
50s.
50s.
Oh, okay.
on up.
Interesting.
But just having these numbers here.
And then what about this one?
I think it's supposed to be a remake of, it's the shape of a Hutchinson.
Ah,
with
okay.
The crown top stop.
I see. But they never really made that bottle, did they?
But this one looks.
Yeah, that one's old. Yeah. Some brewery out of Baltimore. Well, how much is that?
6.
I wonder if it's pre-prohibition or post.
No.
If it's pre, it's probably worth it. It's got a mold number in there. Fred Bauernschmidt. Maybe I just need to look up Fred Bauernschmidt.
What's the bottom say?
614.
It could be 1914. I just really missed digging old models.
Yeah.
Carnival glass bowl for 15.
Dig a couple feet.
That's cute. They want $50 for the fountain. I think they're going to keep that. I think they're definitely keeping this at $85. On the other hand, $5 for all the keys. Those will go with me.
You want to look through and see what?
Can opener collection. Advertising, old wooden ones. That one's quite old. Interesting design. Corral of various sorts. I like the irises. Ah, Bart Simpson. Oh, and the Taco Bell thing. Was that 90s?
I think so. I think it was like 95.
Yeah, that seems right. Ah, yes, the fire and police department information you would put on your rotary phone, and then you had larger numbers as well. This was for elderly people back in the 70s. Handy bandages, cute but pretty worn. These are common. That's from the 80s. That's about what I get for these. This one's a little better, and it's less money. That makes no sense, so I'll take that, I think, if it's not damaged. Oh, damaged right there. Alrighty.
This is actually before 1917 because it's turning purple, which I didn't notice.
And then there's the K-Mart special. All for $35. Transportation collectibles. A little confused. I'm not sure what we're looking at here, but I'm going to ask. This would be fun. The original Parcel Post 5 and 10 cent store, but this is a facsimile of the 1913 catalog. So a reprint. This was popular to do in the early 70s. People got interested in old things, and reprints of catalogs were one way to see what things looked like. We've got laces and ribbons and applied flowers, all of which people like now. Casters, hardware. They had all sorts of useful things that we wish we could order now, right? And then serviceable glassware, nothing over 10 cents. All those press cut pieces that people think are cut glass now and think are worth a lot of money were 10 cents each new. As were a lot of these pieces. This is 1913. Things are inexpensive. Flow blue pattern dinnerware at 5 and 10 cents. Enamelware, yeah. Pretty interesting stuff. I heart K-Mart. I have to say, I never did, and neither did a lot of people, and that's why you almost see none of them now. If you haven't subscribed, please do, because that way we can let you know when we have future videos. Once you're a subscriber, you just click that bell and you will be notified. We also have memberships. You can check the join button below, and you can check the listing under memberships in the description, way down at the bottom of the description in any video. Attention K-Mart shoppers. It's pretty deep grass when you're that little.
It's true.
Oh, I see. It's a Taylor Smith Taylor pattern. Yeah, they were known for Lou Ray and Boutonniere and a lot of other famous patterns, but the quality wasn't always that great.
Kind of like the little leather lamp. That looks like it's older, but it isn't, because when you look at the edge there, it's got the brand new caution label from China. So yeah, I haven't seen these either. Carl noticed these in the middle of all of this, brand new plastic stuff. Then there's these. And they're plastic too, made in Taiwan, but they're 1988, so this must have been for the election. R.I.P. It was Bush versus Dukakis, and it's interesting because if it had been 4 years later, I would have thought this was put out by the Perot people.
Well, we're finding some antique and vintage stuff, and this is a fun place and a fun way to shop. I wish I had a golf cart too, but this looks promising. Let's stop here.
I'll take 40 for
Okay, do we recognize this label? That's kind of decent. I mean, it's imperial glass because it's got the iron cross mark in it.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
Didn't know who it was.
Yeah, that's neat. Yeah, if you look way down at the bottom, it's a pretty plain piece. It's not a particularly valuable one, but that plus yeah, that's imperial glass. 1920, so it's kind of cool.
All right. What app are you using? Or are you just looking close up?
Oh, I'm just looking close up.
Neat piece of candlewick with the etch here, also by Imperial Glass. But she's looking everything up on Google Lens and quoting really high prices, so we'll see.
A whole bunch
I
of
can't
Blendo
see.
tumblers.
I can't really tell if we got it or not. Looking for results.
Oh, so it's
$40, yeah, $40.
oh, interesting.
Yeah.
But is that what it's selling for?
Yeah,
Or what it has
but
sold
yeah,
for?
yeah, 40, 25. You just have, and then you go through and check the, hey, look, there's a content. And then they give you a roundabout price.
It's just, I had the app where it was a magnifier. Just
Oh, yeah,
where
yeah.
it
I did
really
that
came
too.
in handy.
Yeah, Autumn Leaf by Hall. Yeah, that's a nice piece. And these go with some dinnerware pattern, but I never can remember what. So while they're packing the 8 Blendo tumblers I got for $10, let me tell you a little story. So they're looking up everything they can find an identifying mark on Google Lens and then saying, oh, we want the asking price on eBay. So they wanted more money for one Waterford shot glass, which is worth about $10, than they wanted for the entire set of Blendo. That's why you should not just look things up at the last minute at a garage sale, and especially look for completed sales, not what somebody wishes they could get. Here we go. A couple of spoons. These are souvenirs.
On top of each other, except this one's laying on top.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Still have some snowbirds in town. There's a garage sale down there, and then there's this one. Ooh, what pretty flowers.
April in Florida. It's quite lovely today.
I'm always interested in stuff that's...
This is probably brand new, yes.
It's,
Okay, I'm just
Thailand.
this is, I've never, I obviously don't know DC.
No, you know, I've only seen 1 or 2 of their pieces ever, and it's probably older. I don't know that people here know anything about it, and it's cracked, unfortunately. The flower frog's interesting, built into the middle of it, though. I like painted Indian brass. This is a little rough. Germany. Pretty. This was one that was purchased as a blank and then painted by S. Zimmer.
Really?
More cedar boxes.
Who was this? Olivia?
That one has a mirror.
Yeah.
This one is a style that's a little different. I mean, we see this style, but this one actually has a nice little red design with a carriage in the field. We'll ask about this. Yes, I think the animals have the best deal at these sales. They get the most attention of everything.
It looks like it's got something, but it might be just scratched.
Yeah, it's interesting you bring that up because a lot of people think that Heisey has to have the H. And yeah, but a lot of times, you know, it's glass. It plugged up that part of the mold. And so I've seen tons of Heisey that didn't say that I knew was legit. So Fisher Price, too. Huh, that's cute.
I think it takes a little bit for them to get going.
Yeah, but there's the little bye going on there. That's cute. Yep.
You didn't have one of them when you were a kid?
I was deprived.
They were like, we screwed up on the which musics, but...
I grew up in the 60s. So. I wish I had collar.
People, stop it with the Google Lens. I'm in this gal's carport. We're having a great conversation. We're getting along well. I pick up that red tray and give it to her, and she saw me videoing and thought I had Googled it, and I said, no, I haven't. She says, oh, well, let me. And she goes on Google Lens and then gets into this whole deep dive. Oh, one went for 40, one went for 25. Oh, those prices are ridiculous. Oh, they came in other colors. And then some other people came in the carport, and she starts talking to them. She never told me what she wanted for the piece. So finally, I just left. If you're gonna have a sale, don't rely on Google Lens to do your pricing on the fly. Do your research, put prices on things, or at least know what you're gonna ask, and go from there. It's crazy.
This might be our last chance. I see Avon Cape Cod on the left and some glass on the right and a Coca-Cola lamp and a bike. So let's take a look. Interesting to see what's left at the end of the day because you know their dealers have been here. It's almost 2 in the afternoon. This is Lennox. I like Lennox. It's not that easy to sell. $20 to me is retail on that piece now, and I don't think I could get 10 on these. Certain patterns do well. Something that was made by somebody who was learning studio pottery. This is cool because it's the Hall Trickolator with the percolator attachment inside. Bottle cap art, a different kind as opposed to the figures.
The watermelon glass is all new. The Coke stuff mostly is, but this is from the 80s. Coke is it. That was their slogan about 1985.
$10. This would have been a great deal when I first started in. This is Austrian rather than Limoges, but really pretty. Right out of about 1910. What a great price. $10 a set for these. Royal Windsor.
stuck out. Like
Yeah.
the Santa Claus.
Hand-painted
by
way
somebody.
out.
Pushes out. Yeah, I know exactly.
We could come home and he just pitched on.
People are starting to buy mugs, vintage ones for resale. And Lean & Tree always had some interesting things back in the early 90s. Some of their Western-looking stuff was widely sold in the Northwest when I was there, and I have a feeling some of those pieces are worth looking for. These seem a little newer to me, though. But you see the Lean & Tree logo on the side.
Well, you know it's all over when they just say free and abandon it. Sometimes you get stuff this way.
We had a great day of sailing. We found some good stuff. I'm pretty happy with what I bought. I'm also happy with what I didn't buy. Showing a little restraint sometimes is important too when you're shopping all the time. You want to buy the stuff you can turn fast or you think is really interesting and let the rest go.
If you enjoyed this video, check out this one. Also, click thumbs up to like this video and check the description for information about our Patreon, our memberships. We've got a lot of different levels with different perks and bonus videos and early content. Also, please do check out our website, theantiquenomad.com, for appraisal help. And we'll see you again for more adventures in the antique and vintage community soon. Bye for now.